This video is here for two purposes. First is to show that yes, I've been updating this, I'm still working on it. And the second one is to demonstrate how this works and that you can use it to answer questions for yourself about if an item is good or not. Because of a question that was posted on the official Smite forums. So, let's just start off with how things have been updated. First of all, there's a bunch of buttons down here. These ones, which are unlabeled, and when that will change the level of your character. If you'll notice over on the left hand side, a lot of these numbers go up and down. I mean, the attack speed and the damage that each hit does goes up as you click on them. And as you'll notice here, there's some extra decimal points, but that's just because that's the real damage that's being done, even though in-game it is rounded up and down. Down here, if you notice, the ability levels can be changed, even if some of them are impossible, like being level 1 and having them all maxed. I'm just leaving it like that because it is really hard to tell the game, or excuse me, to tell the simulator if something is possible or not. So, for the moment, I'm just leaving it as is and letting it do whatever it wants. Oh, and just a quick note here. That's level 1, 5, 10, 15, and 20. It's not a big deal. I'm just using very rough numbers for those because, for the most part, you don't need exact numbers. This one turns on those abilities that will affect these numbers here. I mean, turns on whether you're standing in the hive. I mean, you'll notice your attack speed goes up and down. Your amount of regen goes up. All the good stuff. And yes, that is affected by this level. So, you can now change a lot more depending on the god. And once again, all that's affected by this. If you change this, your numbers over here will go up and down correctly. So it's all a good thing, these changes that I've made. The flip side of all of this is getting in this information, and this information is boring as hell. And it's taking forever for me to get it in. I mean, if you notice, it's still showing Almas and Cobb's stuff. And I've got none of this ability stuff in for Neath. It's boring, it takes forever, and yeah. It will take a while to do. As far as the question that was posted on the official Smite forums, there's a question about percentage reductions in enemy protections. And the question went very simply put, are they worth it? And the person keeps pretty much saying they're not. Is the reduction they give worth their price compared to getting, say, crit? Well, let's stick on this guy and say he's max level with standing aside. Well, okay, let's go for a build that's kind of silly. So we'll go with the build that looks, let's see, we're up to 4. Oh, what would be another good one? I will go for that. So now you got two choices. He is saying that if you go for Titan's Bane, you won't get enough of an increase in your damage. As a quick note here, we're giving his enemy 100 armor. That's a nice round number. So if you take Titan's Bane, your DPS will jump from about 450 or so up to about 610 or so. Whereas in his case, he wants to use Deathbringer, but Deathbringer is not about the same cost as Rage would be now. But it'll still give you more DPS. That's the point he's making. You get more DPS of taking Rage. The point I'm making to him, though, is if you look at the amount of damage your abilities do, which you can now do with this. If you take Titan's Bane, you do more damage with your abilities. Now something that I'm also going to bring up here, because I was doing some research on it, Executioner does affect it, but you have to hit your enemies. I knew this before, but I wasn't certain if either of these percentile ones... Well, I knew Titan's Bane affected your abilities, but I wasn't certain if the flat pen ones did. They do. But I'm not putting Executioner... Wait, Executioner should not be affecting that. I'm going to have to go fix that. But anyway, the Executioner is not supposed to be affecting that. Oh no, never mind. It is... Executioner's power increase is affecting it, but not its percentile decrease. That's purposeful because a lot of times your abilities won't have that benefit. Sorry, I've had a brain fart moment there. The Titan's Banes always will. And so Titan's Bane, in this case, is a very good option because it will increase his ability damage. And this is a point that me and some other people keep trying to make point to him, that yes, it is a good option. Or an ability-based character. But he wants to use Deathbringer, which is a lot more expensive. I mean, if you look cost per DPS, yeah, it looks great there. I mean, you know, that's not so great. But you also have to consider how much more expensive it is. But another point that we're making to him is if, say, it's a tank and he's building 200 armor, Rage will get View 415 DPS. Titan's Bane, though, will give you about 430 DPS, and will still give you much better ability damage. So yes, you can use this simulator to do that, and do it very quickly and very easily. Now, I may be throwing out this simulator and working on it in a different language in the near future if I can get a clear answer on something. There is something called a false positive when it comes to viruses. And this program, and the reason why I'm doing this is full screen and you're seeing it in the background, is you can see the language I'm building this in. It is in GameMaker 8.1. You can see all of this. I mean, you can see a lot of the code here. Oh, let's see. No, that's boring stuff. I mean, you can see there's the code here. It's boring. It takes forever to type in. But this comes up with a lot of false positives from antiviruses because of how GameMaker does stuff. There's another language I found which does it actually faster than this can. A lot of the code is a lot easier to write this in. However, it doesn't use as good of... Well, it uses single precision floats, which throws in a lot of math errors. There's a new version coming out, which I'm hoping to find out will use higher precision, and I will go over to it. And if that happens, yeah, it may take me a little bit longer to get a true release version out, but it won't have those false positives. People won't accuse me of making a virus carrier anymore. But we shall see. Anyways, that's all.